on whether he should get one?
It's Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
Guy's doing more for motorsports than anybody else.
Okay, guys.
Yes and no. I mean, I don't know when they submitted it and what usually is the timeline of accepting or denying in a certain amount of time. But I certainly think that they made their best efforts to get there. I understand NASCAR's part of wanting to protect themselves from this happening in the past or in the future, but I think that they made good faith efforts to race.
Right, and then, are you surprised Larson hasn't gotten a waiver? And do you feel like he should get one? And we haven't gotten a decision on the waiver yet.
I'm not surprised that he hasn't got it yet, but I do think he'll get it and that he should get it. There's some rather unique circumstances, and I like the idea of drivers running the double. I think that's good for our sport. It's good for our industry as a whole, and I think everybody sees the value in that. Probably some industry angst over, when things got tough, what got prioritized, but that's just part of how it goes sometimes. I don't know if I have an answer to make that any better, but certainly an interesting situation. I feel like he'll get a waiver, and he should get a waiver, and we'll move on from this. But as of now, it seems as though he's going to have to sweat it for a little bit.
Torn on it. I don't know which way I quite lean. I think that it's tough. This was never the intention to miss a Cup race, but obviously whenever you sign up to run the Cup Series, it's kind of part of the deal. You have to run every single race, but at the same time, especially being from Indiana, I get the significance of the Indy 500, and I feel like it's just a tough spot to be in right now, because if you don't get the waiver, there's probably no more guys running the double ever. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know which way I lean. I'm kind of 50-50. So yeah, it's hard for me to say one way or the other. It's a tough spot for them to be in. I really don't know which way I land right now.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, theoretically, if someone told you you can run the Indy, but you would lose a waiver, I mean, how would you measure that?
I think if you knew going into it that you weren't going to get a waiver, I don't think any team would probably let you go run the Indy 500, truthfully. Just because with the amount of money obviously spent on the Cup side and just the championship, I mean, that's why you run the whole the season is to try to win the championship, and if you can't run for the championship, there's really no point in racing a lot of the races. So yeah, I don't know, it's a tough one. I'm glad that I'm not the one making the decision, because you're going to have people mad either way you do it. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know which way I lean. I could see it going both ways.
I'm going to ask you about your teammate over there, Kyle Larson. He hasn't got the waiver yet from NASCAR. What is your take on the whole situation? I'm sure you heard about it all week on social media, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he definitely should and is going to get a waiver. Yeah, there's a lot of other circumstances where people have gotten, injuries or suspensions or missed races, so I feel like it'll all work itself out.
I was going to ask you one more thing is, the social media moment with you going through the grass, I'm sure everything blew up on your thing, and I was just asking what that gentleman asked is, do you think other tracks should just have turf instead of grass, and that should be the new norm?
Yeah, I mean, I think turf would definitely be recommended. I feel like it helps a lot of different problems, helps with rain delays, helps with just, maintenance is probably a lot easier. I have some turf in my backyard and it's no maintenance, so it's just, I'm sure it's an easier solution as long as you can make it look good and make it look as nice as grass, which with today's technology you can. So I think they should have that at more places probably.
I know it's not your battle, but are you surprised at all we haven't heard on a waiver for Larson yet? Do you have any thoughts on whether he should get one?
I have thoughts. Yeah, it's concerning. I guess that's all I'm going to say right now. It's very concerning.
he's really important to the sport, and I think it's really good for NASCAR to have him in there. And I think, I don't really have a decision on it, so it doesn't really matter what I think, but that's what I think.
Okay. Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos. And if you like us, make sure to hit that subscribe button.